What we're going to do is give you day 2 and day 5 of exercises. This is going to be more legs, so awesome. We're going to hit the booty, and I'm going to show you how to emphasize booty, because and why I say that is because most women want a glute emphasis. They want to build their butt. They want a little butt shelf. The thing to do is when we're postpartum, this is almost like one of the best times to build our glutes if you weren't working on it before. And I would say for those of you who are watching that are maybe considering pregnancy or pregnant, now, today, whatever moment that you're in is a great opportunity to start working on the posterior chain, because as we're pregnant, this area starts to become more rounded, but pops. Glutes are not turning on. So we really want to emphasize back strength when we're going through pregnancy. Now, most programs can be adopted to do that. You don't have to buy a specific prenatal and postpartum pregnancy or fertility program, but you do need to be able to modify what you're currently doing and make sure it's appropriate for you. So I just want to caveat that, because there's a lot of like prenatal programs, postpartum training programs. They're honestly, it's just a program adopted and then made for that marketing. And that's not to say like Brianna Battles and her stuff isn't reputable, or BirthFit isn't reputable, or there's a couple other ones out there. I mean, they're great programs, but they're literally just strength training, but making it more progress, like through rehab and what prenatal or postpartum women tend to need at that time, or what pregnant women tend to need at that time. So I do want to add that in there. So with this guy, so we want to work on our butt. So thinking of postpartum, we're probably having additional calories, hopefully, to work on recovering our body, healing our body, but also if we're breastfeeding or pumping or using our own milk, we're going to need additional calories to make that. But anyways, even if you're not, I would hope that you're at least eating at maintenance calories. So remember, maintenance calories is we're not losing weight, we're not gaining weight, we're just maintaining weight, which I know a lot of women find uncomfortable for postpartum. They want to lose weight immediately. But I'm telling you, if we can eat at least at maintenance and focus on the strength training and recovering our body and rehabbing our body, you're going to get the outcome you're looking for without having to go into a weight loss period and then that regain potential while also losing muscle. And we don't want to lose muscle, because muscle is very important for life. So let's go into the workout, and I'm going to show you how to emphasize it for your booty. So the first thing we're going to do is a single leg deadlift, and there's a lot of variation for this. I'm going to show you what I'm doing too. So single leg deadlift traditionally is a balancing act. So I would come here. Again, I'm going to do my left foot first because that's my weaker side. So always do your weaker side first when we're doing a unilateral movement. So this is the traditional single leg deadlift, where I'm kicking my leg back and letting my front foot be the balancer. Right now, I really don't feel like doing that. That takes a lot of skill and a lot of thought. There's also, I'm doing is a B stance deadlift. So I'm coming here and down. So B stance is just taking that foot that you're not using, kind of kicking it back. I call it a kickstand. Still hinging at my hips and coming back and coming up and down. Now, as I'm coming up, I'm feeling it in my butt, right? If I'm not, I need to check in, where am I feeling it? If I'm not feeling it more in my back, maybe my butt is curved and I'm pulling up with my back like this, then I need to think, okay, butt back. Remember, we can go to the wall and use that as a reference for a touch point. So I'm going to come back and then up. What I like to do when I'm in this stance, so why am I not doing the balancing? Because one, I'm postpartum. I don't need to be balancing right now. Two, my pelvis is still going to be a bit lax. It's not going to be as tight because I'm still making relaxin, which is the hormone to help your body expand for pregnancy. But when we're breastfeeding, it's still in your system. And also postpartum, whether you're breastfeeding or not, it's still in your system. So what I want to do is kind of give myself some stability while still doing a single leg exercise. So this is where the B stance comes in. Now, I like to take just one dumbbell as opposed to two. You can do two, but remember, you're probably going to do less weight. So for example, if I can do 40 pounds here, I'm not going to do two 40s on if I have two dumbbells. I might do maybe 30 or 35. But so why I like to just do the one dumbbell is because I'm going to put my opposite hand on my butt. Why do I do that? Tactile feedback. So I'm providing feedback of where I want to feel it. So my hand is touching my butt and almost going, here you go, feel it here, feel it here, feel it here. Oftentimes I see with clients who have not been strength training, actually, even in my own experience, I had been strength training for quite some time, but I didn't have any mind-muscle connection. I couldn't say, let's feel into my butt. It was like, let me just move this weight. I promise you, you will get better results if we're able to take it slower and work on that feeling sensation as opposed to just muscling through it. So again, I'm going to have my weight. I'm going to put my hand on my butt, coming back and up. Shoulder is down and back. So I'm keeping this nice and tight. I'm not coming forward and rounding my back, back, and coming up. So with this, I'm going to do 5 reps per leg. So I'll do 5, because remember, we're doing our circuit training. So circuit, 5 reps. We'll do another exercise, then a 3-minute rest. 5, exercise, 3-minute rest, and we're going to repeat that 4 times, so 2 more times after that. So let's go into the next exercise. Next exercise, we're going to bring back the heels elevated goblet squat. So remember, I've got my platforms here. These were from Amazon. They're just lifters, and or you can use books if you're at home. You can use plates if you have a barbell. So I'm just going to put these down here. They're going to be a little bit more narrow for myself because with the goblet squat, we're going to work more on the frontal load. And then also with the heels elevated, it's going to be more of a quad dominant movement. You can transition by using your brain to use more of your back of your legs. So again, if the weight is too heavy, I can have a bench here. So I would have the platform set up pretty close to the bench, come down, weight's going to be sitting on the bench here. I'm going to come in this position and then bring it up. And then that'll start my reps. So I can hold it here, but that's going to put a lot of weight on my biceps. So I like more of a server's hold, I guess we could call it. And what I'm going to do, shoulders roll down and back, is I'm just going to come down in a squat and press up. Now, the question is, how do I make this more in my glutes? I'm going to think of pressing the floor away. So as I'm coming down, I'm pushing my feet into these elevation things. So I'm coming down, push my feet. And especially right here, I really feel it in my glutes. That is one way to make this more glute activated. So I would do 10 reps of that, and then let's go into the next exercise. Before we were doing front step lunges, now we're just going to take it in reverse and do back step lunges. We are going to do alternating on this, so I'll do my left foot first, then my right foot. So when I'm doing this, I'm just going to take my step back, coming down and back up, and down and back up. So now that's 1. So you can count 1, 1, 2, 2, or I've had clients go, okay, so if I have to do 10 per leg, that's 20 total. So I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 until I got to 20. So I'm going to come back, 1, 1. And what I want to make sure is that my knee, remember, is not caving in and that I'm coming back nice and tall, foot's not in balance, and I'm not losing my balance. If you're finding this complicated and difficult, what I would do is just say, let's just stay in that lunge position and come down and up and stay there, and then switch legs. It's totally okay to change the workout and modify it for how it fits your body and your level. Now, when I'm doing this, how do we make it more booty? I'm going to come back, down, but when I'm coming down, if you can tell, I'm not so much upright. I'm going to be in a slight lean coming forward, and then again, pushing my foot through the ground. Coming back up, slight lean, push my foot through the ground as I'm coming up. Switch, down, and I've got that slight lean that whole time, and I'm going to push my foot through the ground. So like I said, 10 per leg, and then you're going to do your 3-minute rest after those 3 exercises. Then you'll repeat that for 3 more sets. So 4 sets, 3-minute rest, 10 reps for each thing. Okay, let's go into the core movement that I'm going to do today. Okay, so this guy is a Bosu ball. You have probably seen it if you've been anywhere near a gym. It's just kind of an unstable surface, but what we're going to use it for is our core. Because this is honestly one of the things that really helped me rehab my back and my hip, was focusing on core stability, and this was actually taught to me by a pelvic floor physical therapist. Now, if you don't have a Bosu ball, that's okay. I'll show you how to modify. But if we do have a Bosu ball, what I'm going to do is put it right up to the back here. I'm going to lay back on it so I'm rounded up. You can have your knees bent or you can have them straight. Bent is going to provide a little bit less resistance. It's going to be a bit easier. Straight is going to be harder. But I caution you, just because this is the easier position doesn't mean it's not challenging for you. So I'm going to actually keep my knees bent. Hands, where do they go? If you've been following, you probably know. I'm going to put them on my belly. Now, I like to do a crossover because I'm going to think of breathing my ribs into my hands here. So I can do this, but I also want to make sure my frontal load on the abs is a-okay. So I'm going to cross over. So when I'm inhaling, I can feel my ribs go into my hands and my belly go into my forearms here. So I'm going to inhale and exhale. I'm going to curl my chin and come up, 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 straight up, and then all the way back down. So what I'm thinking of, each vertebrae of my spine is articulating through the curl and the extension. So curl, coming up, and then back down for the extension. And I'm going to do this slow, but what I'm going to do is 4 sets of 10 of it. And I'm thinking of, and what I mean by like each vertebrae going through an articulation is thinking of each vertebrae or each like knot of your backbone is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 coming down and then back up. Each one is hitting that point. We're not just kind of falling down and coming back up. And that's going to be really helpful. So I'm going to do 4 sets of 10 reps, 1 to 2 minute rest in between. But I'll tell you, if that is too challenging, maybe we just do 4 sets of 5. Maybe we do 2 sets of 10. You can make it how you want. Now, say you don't have a BOSU ball at home or wherever you are. What you can do is we can go into still a sit-up position, but instead of like a crunch where I'm throwing myself up, I'm just going to kind of curl, 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 curl until my shoulder blades come up, hold, and then come back down slowly. Curl, 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 and I'm exhaling. And again, we can hold our hands on our ribs and our belly and then slowly come back down. So that's another option for you as well. Now, so that'll make up our day 2 and 5. So again, more of a glute focus is what I recommend, especially postpartum. Actually, especially all the time, because most women want a glute. So I take that back. Then we got our roll-ups with the ball. So if you enjoyed this video, if you have comments, questions, concerns, please comment below and I'll get that answered for you. If you found this video helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and share it with a friend. And then I'll see you on the next one.